All right, shit.
Need a haircut.
I'm trying to get my waves going. You know what I'm saying? Gotta keep it dark and just keep
But you ain't
brushing
got a
it.
silky on.
Well, not right now. A silky. That's what y'all call it.
No, I got that from the internet, from Al Gore's internet. That's what the children. That's what the children say. And that's a do rag. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
That's
But
what
I
I call
thought
it.
like when you wolfing and you trying to get your shit to come in, like you always like no matter what, you always supposed to have that shit on.
I don't really give a fuck about
You ain't trying to get
waves.
no waves. You ain't trying to swim
I
in the
don't.
hose.
I don't really care, man. I don't really give a fuck about waves too much. I really don't. I mean, it seems cool. It sounds cool, but
I get it. I'm natural,
you gotta do
and
that
I
shit
don't
all
be
day.
feeling like I'm the ideal. Oh, what natural products do you use? You know, like hoes open a cabinet and they got like $3,000 worth of natural care products. Bitch, sometimes I got fucking Suave in that motherfucker. We do
3,000.
what the fuck get the job done.
Oh man. All right. So I'm back again. We're back again. I'm still in Atlanta, but this is like the thousandth recording or filming that I've done. I feel like I was only here for like 2 days, and I feel like I was here for like a week.
I thought you been here since Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday night. But I'm saying when I was only here for 2 days, on Saturday,
Okay.
I felt like I had already been here for like a week.
Because you have not stopped moving.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
When you don't stop doing shit, like you're here to work, nigga. You're not here on vacation.
I know,
like,
man. I know.
You're exhausted. Like when you
I'm a
when
little
you get
tired.
home, you're gonna go to sleep.
I'm a little tired, but I always, you know what I'm saying, when the lights come on, man, you gotta fucking get it going or whatever, man. So, welcome to another episode of One Mic Stand. This was something that, I mean, we both wanted to talk about it, but this is something that you really, really, really wanted to talk about or go back and forth with me about.
Well, this is something that we have conversations about all the time, and I feel strongly about it. You. In so many words, I say that you don't have any real feelings because you ain't lived that life.
Y'all don't know what life I've lived, man.
Alright.
Y'all don't know what life I live, man. So, I'm gonna let you go ahead and since this is kind of sort of your topic. So why don't you go ahead and introduce?
Well, first I have to introduce myself because
you've been on here for so
nigga. Okay,
all
right. So you might know me from the lives. I am Penelope. I am the bitch that was on here the other night and looked completely different.
Well, they don't know that because I don't know what order I'm gonna post them in.
Oh, okay. They don't know that.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So this might be the first time they see you, or this might be the second time they see you.
You gotta leave with that one first because nigga had just got off of work. Like I was a bum. Like it was trash. All right. Like now I'm going through something. I had to be on camera today at work, so I had to really like do something with myself. But nah, I am Penelope. Fucking New Orleans legend, NOLA veteran. I'm that nigga. And I'm here to, as always, read Jackson his motherfucking rights.
You can't call yourself a legend, yo.
I can't call myself a legend.
Cuz that's like giving yourself your own nickname. You gotta let other people.
I can call myself whatever the fuck I want to call myself. I call myself. I literally do say that I am a NOLA veteran. And okay. I am a NOLA legend. And it's so funny you said that because, like, when I posted the picture today in your merch, which is pretty dope, by the way.
Yes, thank you.
When I posted the picture, I used the caption, it's real when you are who you think you are.
Okay.
Nigga, I am who the fuck I am. I am who the fuck I say I am.
You sound like, all right, Marshall.
Nah, for real. Like, actually, I say that on Facebook. Like, it's like, I am whoever the fuck I say I am. Like, no, but for real, though. I mean, I'm me. And I believe in that. Like, that ain't no confident shit. Not confident. That's not cocky shit. That's confidence right there. Like, I've put in work. I work my ass off to build and have everything that I fucking have. Nigga, I am a fucking legend. When I go home, niggas know me. They may not all know me for good things. But them niggas know me. So them niggas don't play with me though.
So you might not be legendary, you might be just notorious.
Whatever.
I mean, they're both kind of legendary in their own right, but
that's I'm like, whatever. For whoever's speaking.
And of course, I'm Jackson with 616. I forgot my intro, but y'all already know. I'm here every week.
Y'all
man.
know who the fuck he is.
Yeah. So what we talking about today? What we talking about
Your
today?
wholeness can be deleted. All right. Period, poo. That's what the children say these days. Your wholeness. I'm a firm believer that your wholeness can be deleted.
Okay.
You feel that it can't be deleted.
Nah, I feel like it can be. I feel like you can grow out of it, but you can't delete it. It can't be deleted. Because if it could be, if that's like saying if like, well, I don't even want to start there. Let's start. What is wholeness to you?
I was gonna say the same thing. So this is the crazy thing about it. Whole is in the eyes of the beholder. Everybody has real shit.
I didn't say a word. I'm listening.
Right.
This is my listening face.
Everybody has a different definition of whole.
Okay.
Like everyone has a different definition of whole. On Twitter the other day, somebody I don't even remember what the shit was, but some girls was like, "Oh my God, they got bitches out here that have slept with 60 plus niggas. That's so nasty."
I think I saw.
And I asked the poll on Instagram and was like, "So if 60 plus is nasty, then what is the safe number?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the safe number?"
Are you asking me?
No, like I asked the world. I mean,
I know you was asking the world. I just didn't know if you was asking me right.
I mean, do
right
you have
now.
a safe number? I feel like there is no real safe number.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the number thing can get very misconstrued. Just based on it's based on several variables, like how soon you started fucking, how many actual boyfriends you've had, like what are the styles of fucks that you have had within, or like what are the styles of bodies, like, you know what I'm saying, like, because if you like, say for instance, let's say that you and the other girl, I think y'all said y'all started fucking at 13, right? Mm-hmm. 13. So that's very early, in my opinion.
No, it's
so
very. I'm sorry. No, it's very early.
Yeah, it's okay. So
it's fucking early.
13 is early.
I have a heart attack if my daughter did that.
So let's say, we're in our 30s. So let's just go 13 to 33, right? So that's 20 years of smashing. That's a lot of 2 decades is a long time. But however, like let's say you have 60 bodies in 20 years. What is that? 3 bodies a year, basically.
I can't divide.
Okay, I think that's pretty much like 3 bodies a year, if it's on a yearly basis.
I know in a 15-year time span, if you fuck, I think I did it with somebody, and I was like, if you lost your virginity at 15 and had sex, like, however it was, like it came down to like 4 people a year, whatever the math was, and that's literally like 1 person every 3 months.
Right. However, that's usually not how it happens. So like, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it is mathematics, but it's really not that simple of mathematics, because let's say you lost your virginity at 13. Mm-hmm. Sometimes when women lose their virginity at an early age, sometimes they don't start even having sex again for like another year or 2, right? So let's say from age 15 to 18, which is basically high school, let's say you smash like 10 more people within that time period. That could be looked at kind of crazy, because high school is still kind of young to be having sex or whatever. But now you're at like 11, 12 bodies. But then now let's say you go from high school to college now, so like that's like 18 to 21, 22, and let's say you really start wilding out and you smash like 25 to 30 niggas in that 4-year span. That's some whole shit.
So that's your whole phase. So look, crazy thing.
But if you keep, that's really not the end, because you still got 9 more. You still got like 12 more years to get to 60.
But your whole phase is defined by what are you going through at that moment or whatever. So like I always say, I've had 3 pivotal whole phases.
Okay.
Like real for real.
What do you ever are whole phase? How many whole phases are you? How many whole phases are you allowed to have before it's not no phase no more? It's just who you are.
I don't no, like, you know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, I feel like your whole phase and dating can be used interchangeably, because it's like if you are casually dating, but you aren't looking to, if you're not dating with intent, let me say it that way. You're not dating with intent, then it kind of becomes a whole phase. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like, you're not actively going out seeking niggas to fuck. You're not actively going out to do this shit. You chilling. And if the vibe is right, like, you smash. It happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happens. This shit happens. And I mean, it's just based on so many different things. Like,
so if it's not a number, because I do feel like that can be
number
manipulated.
Really, people really need to just get out of the whole number thing. Like,
so that's what I'm saying. So if it's not a number,
my homegirl was like,
what makes you?
She was like, I don't see how you could have let 60 niggas, like all the different niggas and spirits. I said, bitch, we wasn't that spiritual in fucking 2003.
I told y'all, you only get spiritual when the plane about to crash. But like,
fuck, nigga, I wasn't thinking about my shot. I didn't know what a chakra was until I was started listening to Janae. So what, 29?
Oh my god! Nigga. But that's what I'm saying. So if it's not the number, right? If it's not a number, what would make you call yourself or someone else a hoe? Like what qualifies?
Being on whole shit, and I know that's like so crazy. Because whole shit is like you be just being on bullshit and like doing whole shit. So granted, like you put yourself all the way out there to be objectified. Okay. And you do that, you like the response that you get from that. So like some people look at strippers as if they're hoes because they're shaking their ass, they selling a dream, they making money, they doing this, that, and the other. But if that's not what they're doing every day,
let me stop.
That's a job.
I think it's not because I don't think it's because they're doing those things. I think it's because they're doing those things specifically for money. That's what I would say. You know what I'm saying? Because we see,
It's a job.
Well, but that's why. But to me, that's what was specified as like hoe shit. Because like we see bitches on Instagram and social media and just out in this fucking street all the time, like shaking ass and dressing a certain way. That don't necessarily mean that they're hoes. That
it don't mean that they're hoes, but they like that attention. Okay. They you know what I'm saying? They like that. They thrive from that. And I think that's what really sets that's what sets apart the two. Okay. When you're doing something as a job, like you're doing something for a specific purpose and then you get out the game, all right, cool, whatever. But when you feed off of that shit and you need that shit to function, it's just like, yeah, I'm about to go, yeah, I'm gonna fuck this nigga. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna fuck his friend too. I'm gonna fuck that nigga tomorrow. You slide in this nigga DMs knowing what you want, knowing what you're trying to get. They got a lot of bitches that are hoes for niggas with money. Mm-hmm. They slut themselves out. Because you can do that. You slut yourself out for a nigga with, oh, this nigga look like he got money. I've heard so many bitches like have been like, oh man, like that nigga, he got paper, he getting to it, he this is that and other. It don't fucking matter. Every nigga could get to the money. Do he want to give it to you though? I fucked with niggas who've had money. Like I fucked with niggas who didn't have money. Like I did it all. Drug dealers, niggas own clubs, like, all of these different things. If a nigga don't want to do that shit for you, it don't matter how good you suck his dick. It don't matter. Unless that is a fucking agreement that you have with that person. It don't matter. Mm-hmm. You just a hoe. Like, you just doing it. And that's just what the fuck you do. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just what it is.
So why do you...
if it's cool, he might throw you a bag.
So what would you consider yourself?
What would I consider myself?
Yeah.
I would consider myself a retired hoe.
Okay. So
like I ain't even gonna play no games. So I would consider myself a retired hoe. I started fucking at 13. Mm-hmm. I didn't put myself out all the way out there. I literally, like, we were friends were talking about this. Like I fucked like the whole class of 2003 in high school. Like it wasn't nothing. Like
I mean, but how big was y'all senior class?
Huh?
That depends on how big the senior class was.
It was pretty Public school, New Orleans Parish. Yeah, I mean, I also went to 3 different schools, so that was the first one.
Oh my
But
lord.
nah, like my high school run, like I was really I fucked with older guys.
Yeah,
Y'all
all do.
I fucked with older niggas.
Right.
So it was the niggas that had cars, like the niggas that was like doing shit that we wasn't supposed to do, that could sneak me in the club.
Yeah, I know. I went to high school.
Like, yeah, like
I went to high school
had
once.
me exposed to like all this different shit. Nigga, I'm 14 years old, fucking around with fucking 21-year-olds and shit like that. I was the only girl on the block, like, you know, that I grew up around nothing but niggas or whatever. Like, I never really had a lot of female friends. I always fell out with hoes. Like, I never kind of got along with them or anything. Like, literally, I lost my virginity at 13 to the boy that lived across the street from me. And it sucks to say this, but it was him and his 3 best friends. So that's 4 people. Like, they all wanted my virginity. They were all in the house. And I was like, nigga, I got an ice cube. Whoever come in the fucking room, that's who getting it.
And I don't understand that.
I just had an ice cube. I don't know. I was 13. I don't like, even now, I'm like, nigga, I don't even like food in the bedroom. Like, why in the fuck would I?
Oh, you mean you had an ice cube?
I just had an ice cube, and I was like, I didn't even give head. Like, I don't even know what happened with the ice cube. Like, I don't fucking know. Like, I just remember it being weird and then happening, and I was just like,
So wait, I'm confused. So,
So I feel like I auctioned my virginity off.
so you had sex with all of them on your first time?
I only had sex with one of them.
Oh, so why did you mention there was multiple people there?
They all wanted to fuck.
Oh, so you're
And
saying
they were waiting for me to. They wanted
choose.
to get chose.
Oh, okay, I got you.
That's the term. They wanted to get chose.
I got you.
And I chose the guy who lived across the street. I actually dated his friend.
Okay.
I had dated his friend.
And you did or did not have sex with the friend?
I did not have sex with.
Why do y'all do that? Why do hoes do that?
I don't know. I was 13.
Let me ask you. Okay,
I was 13. Now ask me later on. All right, let's move to another age. Okay, what's the question?
Yeah, you can use whatever age you want. But like, so when I was in college, right? Like my whole life, because y'all always be joking about how like I'd be wanting to be like a fuck boy and all that kind of shit or whatever. But
I don't think that.
All jokes aside, the where that derives from is I've pretty much like lived my whole life being looked at as like, you know, like the nice guy or the good guy or whatever. But that's like the thing that makes the hoes not want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? And that's been my entire experience from beginning to the present. Is like
presence.
What was that?
Geographical.
Not
presence.
geographical. I went to school in St. Louis and Louisiana and Arkansas. First of
all, you went to school in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay, what that mean? What do that mean? Everybody there isn't from Baton Rouge.
They're not, but there's
a lot of people from New Orleans there. A lot of people from Texas.
Rough.
A lot of people from Cali.
They want a boosie down there. They want that hood shit.
But that's not just Louisiana. That's all across the planet.
But you can't put that on everybody though. Like, because even though you are a good guy, it also depends on where you meet that person at in her life.
But I'm telling you that.
But when you trying to be a hoe, I don't want the nice nigga.
I'm telling you.
I want the nasty nigga.
Just listen though.
Go ahead.
I'm telling you that this has been my experience from 14 to now. Right? I've never heard anybody tell me to my face that the reason that they don't want to talk to me or that they don't want to have sex with me or that they don't want to whatever it is, it's never been because they think that I'm on some hoe shit. That's never been the reason. Oh, I don't want to talk to you. You fuck too many bitches. It's been, oh, I don't want to talk to you because you're too nice. you're such a good girl. I don't want to mess nothing up.
That's,
like, you know what I'm saying?
That's just not there yet.
But what I'm saying is, it's not just in a fucking. You talk because we're talking about whole phases. Mm-hmm. It ain't. This a long. Can you if all these bitches is in a phase from the time I was 14
if they're in a whole phase and they see you as the nice guy. If I'm in the streets and I'm playing around, okay, let me flip it like this. If you fucking around with different girls or whatever, and you know that you don't want to be tied down, and you meet a girl or whatever, you come across me, you like, dang, she cool, she a vibe, I really fuck with her. But like we said this the other night, bitches start overthinking. Nigga, I don't want that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want what you may potentially want. You seem like you got morals and shit. Like, yeah, I want a whole shit, but I don't want to hurt you.
Niggas is not gonna not fuck. No, because that's what women complain about all the time.
No, niggas is not gonna not fuck. But some niggas really do get their fucking feelings hurt. I got a nigga in my fucking Facebook. I sent you the messages. Not the first one, the second one from Facebook, all right? Mm-hmm. This nigga, this was some real whole shit, all right? I was 21 years old. I was working at a gas station. It was way before I had my daughter. My mom, she had just moved to Atlanta. So, you know, I'm just living. I'm in school, living life, whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm in a gas station. I'm a cute bitch. I was about 3 people smaller at the time. So, like, you see the same faces all the time. Like, you know, because we're in a busy area. You see the same faces all the time. You know, like, you interact with people. That's just how I am. Mm. The nigga, he was like, yeah, I really want to fuck with you. Nah, I ain't with it. Not on no, nah, I ain't with it. You ain't, like, he really wasn't my type. He didn't have nothing to offer me. But I was 21. He was 38 or so, 30 something. I don't know. He was way older. He looked like a fucking blimp. Like, he walked like that. Like, he was like really fat. Like, it's just, he had a lot going on. He was like the really dorky docker wearing black guy. Like, it just, you know, wasn't whatever. And so I'll never forget, I was leaving to go home, and I lived in the apartment complex right behind the gas station. And so, like, I'm outside talking, and he was like, man, you just don't understand, like, the things that I do for you. I'm like, yeah, if I had $1 for every nigga that told me that shit, like, you know, like, I don't give a fuck, like, I don't care about that. Nah, man, I'll give you whatever the fuck you want, like you just said. Like, I'll give you whatever you want. All right, bitch, I want $600 a month on the 1st of every fucking month. And you work for a company where you get paid on the 1st and the 15th. And I know this for a fact because you all come and get breakfast for my job. I want $600 fucking dollars a month. We can go on 2 dates a week. We can go to dinner once a week. And I fuck you 3 times a week. How does that sound? And he was like, okay, you have something in your beard that's bothering me. Where did they even come from?
I don't know.
So, and that was that. He was like, okay, whatever. I'll do it. Like, paid bills. I remember when, like, and I wasn't even really fucking a nigga like that. Like, because he won't pay. Like, bitch, I'm not about to entertain you. Because I don't want to fuck with you. Like, I literally, like, I said that shit. When I said it, I just said it, like, on the fly. Like, yeah, that nigga's never going to go for that. Mm. And he went for it. And he did it for, like, a few months. And then, you know, it's like, whatever. And then that bitch got in his feelings. He got in his fucking feelings. I had stopped fucking. I had quit the gas station, went on with life, separated, you know, whatever. I have a pretty distinctive fucking name, so it's easy to fucking find me if you want to. Not many black girls got the last name Fernandez. So he found me on Facebook, saw that I was pregnant. I was still living in Baton Rouge at the time. Oh, I still want to take care of you. I still want to do this. No. I had the baby, and then I think I just wanted my coochie ate or something like that, and I was just like, all right, cool, I'll do it. Oh no, I'm lying. I was going to get a tattoo. I was going to get my daughter's footprints tatted on me, and he was just like, what tattoo shop are you going to? You know, whatever. And me, Mandy, and Whitney, we met that nigga. He went to the ATM. He gave me the fucking money right then and there to go get the tattoo. I'm like, all right, whatever. Cool. we fucked a few times after that, and so then it was Thanksgiving. I would never like talk to him, like I don't interact with you or anything, and he, happy Thanksgiving, beautiful, I'm hoping you had a wonderful day, like I really hope that one day that we can be together as a family. Whoa, bitch, what are you doing? Now my baby daddy done seen this shit. Now my baby daddy's like, who the fuck is this? And I'm like, man, that's some nigga that I met at Sam's. Like, I just gave him the number, which I do. I don't give niggas the wrong number. I just give you my number and I fucking ignore you. And I'm like, he be trying. My baby daddy calls the nigga like a bitch. And this nigga is like telling the business. Like, man, cause you ain't treating your girl right. Bitch, but you ain't about to move up in this motherfucker and take care of me. This why I won't fuck with your hoe ass. Oh, stupid, dumb bitch.
Wait a minute.
Like the fuck?
But wait a minute.
I'm trying to be on some hoe shit and just come up and put food on the table. And you done got caught in your motherfucking feelings. Here we are. Aaron is 9. And this nigga is still DMing me, I look for you and other women. First of all, bitch, you nasty. Because I was 20-something years old at the fucking time. Like, you're approaching 50.
But see, I think this is a good story for me to use as an example as to why wholeness can't be deleted, though. Because you might try to delete it in your mind, but it can't be deleted out in the world. Because if it could really be deleted, then that nigga would never, ever bother you. He would never have felt the way about it. But it's in his memory.
But it goes back to what I said, that hoe is in the eye of the beholder. He doesn't view me as a hoe. He don't. The nigga was.
He probably also doesn't view himself as a simp neither, though. So that cancels itself out. But he's not in reality.
But all them other niggas,
he don't live in reality.
Like, you right. Some niggas they don't. Some niggas they don't forget that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like credit. It get deleted off your credit, but it's still there. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I mean, I was scrolling Instagram one day, and I saw 3 niggas in one photo, and I had slept with 2 out of the 3 of them. Mm-hmm. And one of them, I was thinking about fucking. Like, I was on the verge of fucking him, but we didn't. I was like, dang. What them niggas made up? Like, that was kind of wild. Like, some people are gonna always be like, yeah, she used to be on that, this is that and the other. Like, when I first moved to Atlanta, they had a nigga, I had never fucked this nigga. I fucked his homeboy or whatever. I think he dropped his homeboy off to like smash or something like that. And I moved to Atlanta, he was on some fake shit, like acting like he wanted to take me out, and the nigga tried to kiss me, and I'm like, yo, what are you doing? He like, man, I been knowing you. Bitch, I don't know you like that. You know an idea of me. But here's the gagger, though. If I'm a hoe, why my hoe ass ain't fuck you? And if I'm still a hoe and I'm still on my hoe shit, bitch, can you fuck again? Because a lot of them niggas who I can't fucking remember, and a good bit of them niggas whose names I can, because I tried to the other day. I only remember 60. Only 2 of them was able to, like, from my past, like, so like before my adulthood, only 2 of them niggas from high school was able to come back and fuck again.
But what does that count for? What does that count for? That don't count. Like, that only counts in your scorebook.
But I mean,
because if I fucked a girl years ago and I see her again, but she don't want me to fuck again, I still fucked you years ago. Right.
I still smash. Nigga, I'm not about to argue with somebody who ate my pussy. Like, I ain't gonna do that.
But that's what I'm saying. So, like, but my point
But you're not, but I guess it goes like, I'm not on the same shit. So where I say is it gets deleted is because the same girl that y'all met and that y'all fucked at 14, that's not the same bitch that you fucking at 32.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
But it still happened.
It still.
Y'all be trying to make it seem like
but I mean,
shit.
it's also irrelevant because the same dick that you was giving out when you first broke your virginity, that ain't the dick that you giving out right now.
How's that irrelevant?
It's not.
I don't think. All right,
nigga, so that shit ain't even this shit ain't even the same.
But also,
so would you think that you might like have you ever been in a situation where you went back and you fucked with somebody that you used to fuck with, and then you were there and you were like, damn, like I really used to fuck with this? Like, you ever been in a situation like that?
I don't think so. I don't double back too many times.
I don't double back neither, but I mean I remember vaguely, like, there were people that I fucked with
Or
like,
not so many years had passed to where it was that drastic of a change.
I would say that. Nigga, I had a baby. So it was literally just like pre-baby, after baby. And I'm like, nah, like even the one dude that I can think of off the top of my head that I was fucking with in high school, like when I was a senior in high school, when I moved back to Atlanta, like, and like was sleeping with him, I was like, I didn't come over here for this. Like, I don't want like this. This ain't it. This is not what I like. And I mean, I'm still like, as many people as I've slept with, I'm still figuring out. I don't want to say figuring out what I like, but it's like shit changes. You outgrow some of that shit or whatever. Like, 'cause some of that nasty shit, like, nigga, I mean, I had niggas hit me from the back hitting the Dougie, like when they was doing that shit and paid in full. Like, nigga, don't do that shit right now. Don't do me that.
Why not?
Like, don't
What's
do
wrong
that. You
with
childish
that?
bitch.
You ain't even
like,
see when I put my leg up. Like why? What's wrong with
like,
that?
don't do that. Like,
what?
I think really, like, hoe is in the eye of the beholder. Like, if you still doing a lot of the same shit, like, and you never let some of that shit go, that shit is gonna carry on with you, like, for real. And they have people that really care about that. Like, they have people that really thrive off of that, and then they have people that really just don't give a fuck.
Why is it so important for you to want to have it deleted?
Why? Who says it's important?
I'm asking you, like, because like
I don't think it's important at all if it's deleted or not. Like, one thing about me, I'm real as a motherfucker. Like, I can't erase nothing that I've done. Nothing.
Well, if you don't think it's important, for try to put yourself in the shoes of.
I don't think that you should hold it against me though. Like, that's what it is. It's like, I can't delete the shit that I've done, but I can change who I've become. You know, like the things that I went through when I was growing up, the things that was thriving me and pushing me to, you know, seek that kind of attention and want that kind of what I thought at the time was love and affection and things like that. That's not where I'm at now. That's something that I grew out of. That's something that I, you know, my own journey, like, of life, of figuring things out. But it's like, I don't give a fuck, nigga. If I fucked you and your brother, I fucked you and your brother. I fucked you for you and your friend, I fucked you and your friend.
So,
okay.
Again, like, so try to take yourself out of yourself, right, for a second. So why is it, like, so many ongoing jokes about, you know, if I fucked you before 25, we really ain't fuck, or if you ain't got us fucking on tape, it really ain't happen. Like, why do you think it's so important to a lot of women for the whole things that they've done to, like, why do you think that they want to erase it out of their system, out of their memory?
Judgment. Simple.
From who?
Judgment.
From the mirror?
From other people, because sometimes you're still that little person. You can decrease the amount of insecurities that you have, but some of your insecurities, they don't ever go away. You move past it. You learn how to work through it. You know, like, you grow and you evolve. But some of those things never go away. That's how triggers come about. So, like, when you come into certain situations and you start experiencing certain shit, you start feeling certain ways and you start separating yourself from it because it's making you feel a way that's uncomfortable. And I think people use that humor and they use that to get away from it because they don't want people to see them in a certain light. They don't want people to think a certain thing about them. Not everybody is comfortable within themselves. Not everybody is comfortable about, you know, what it is that they got going on or where it is that they come from. People try to escape that shit every fucking day. So, I mean, I literally just be like, it don't count but 425 because I really can't remember. I can't remember. Like,
That's weak. That's a weak
ass.
excuse.
I mean,
that's like if I kill somebody when I was 19, but I was like, man, I don't really remember that shit, bro. Like, the nigga's still dead.
Like,
Like, that's the part that I don't understand. Like, you did it. You did it.
I mean,
it's
if
cool.
I did
like,
it, I did that shit. Like, nigga,
yeah.
I did that shit. Okay, you said I did that shit. I did that.
So
shit.
stop trying to wipe the shit.
But I mean,
you
it's
can't
just,
like this. You can't wipe your slate clean, hoes. You can't do it. You did some hoe shit. Just say, yo, I was on some hoe shit.
But people are not welcoming though to that. Just like the same
So
shit.
what?
But that's the problem. So fucking what? Why the fuck do people care about what other people think? We'll never fucking know.
I think that's some woman shit. Cause
niggas care too.
No, I'm saying niggas care about all the bitches that they fucked years ago.
No, niggas don't give a fuck.
That's
about
what I'm
suck their
saying.
Dick in.
That's what I'm saying.
Niggas move differently. Like when me and the dude I was fucking with, like we had a conversation, and he was sitting up there like, man, I can't fuck with you. Like you had sex with 12 people, and he was like, man, I gotta leave. And I said, well, damn, you gonna be mad when I tell you the real number?
So why do y'all lie about the number?
I just threw a number out there because I don't feel like the number matter. Nigga, you gonna get mad. You gonna get mad anyway. I really like one
if
nigga.
It don't matter, then why not tell the truth?
Because, nigga, I'm a liar. Like, I'm gonna just lie. Like, whatever. I didn't give a fuck. Like, I didn't give a fuck at all. But I got into it with a dude on Instagram one time. And what I did not understand was that he could not give me a solid answer or whatever. And it's just like, okay, so, like, he heard me having a conversation where I was like, nigga, numbers don't count. Like, what you did is what you did. Like, you know, whatever. And he was like, well, how many people you had sex with? I'm like, first of all, who the fuck asked that? Like, why?
They asked it because you said numbers don't count.
Why are you asking that? All right, cool. How many people you had sex with? I don't know. You're dead ass serious? Yeah. I don't know. Like, do you want me to tell you how many people I've had sex with in the last 3 years? Okay, fine. I can do that. Mm-hmm. But you want me to tell you from the beginning? No, I don't fucking know. That shit wasn't yesterday. Like, that shit was a long fucking time ago. Nigga, like, I was in the 8th grade. I went through 4 years of high school. I went through so many different colleges. Like, I went through so many different changes. I don't remember. Yeah, see, like, you cool and I like you, but I couldn't do nothing like that or whatever, but I would always fuck with you. Okay, so I'm cool to fuck. Mm-hmm. I'm cool to fuck. Mm-hmm. But I'm not cool for you to build with. Why? Because you think that I'm going to be on, you think that I'm going to trigger and go back to my old ways? No.
I don't think that's what it is.
What is it?
I don't think that's what it is.
What is it?
I think it's more so of like...
Because I just think it's like insecurity as men.
I think it is the fact that if a man like really, I guess, loves you or likes you or... you know, thinks that you're special, right? Like, I think that is something in men that they want to know that they have somebody who isn't easily accessible or who like if I'm dating a woman, I guess in my own head, I'd like to know, or I'd like to think, I'd like to think to myself that she's so special, but I'm also special because if I wasn't special, then I couldn't have someone as special as her. You know what I'm saying? But if I also know that like a whole bunch of niggas who has smashed or whatever, then that forces me to kind of be like, damn, well, she really not that special. And in turn, it really kind of makes me not that special because she's really not that exclusive. But I want to think that she is, because every man kind of wants to have like a woman that's so dope that like he feels like he's kind of separated himself from the pack by being able to get her or being able to have her or being able to keep her, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But knowing the number or knowing that your girl or your lady has like an extensive amount of experience sexually, it's like it's a bittersweet moment. You know what I'm saying? Because she will be experienced. But at the same time, it's just like damn, like what number or what notch on a belt am I? You know what I'm saying? And I think it
But
just kind of boils back down
men
to
men have to get out of that. Men put so much expectations on ourselves that niggas don't put on their own fucking dick. Like, don't nobody ever fucking consider it or think about how women feel. It's just like, this nigga done slept with 120 fucking women. Like, he was just going to fucking key parties. He was just going doing this. He was doing that. He been for the streets. He done did this, that, and the other. Like, what makes me so fucking special? Why would he want a family with me? How am I not just another notch on his belt? Nobody gives us that. You know what I'm saying? When it's just like, yeah, I'm a dope ass motherfucker. What makes you special is the fact that you got me and you got me here. Everything that I fucking did before you, this shit don't fucking matter. Because if I was still on that shit, I would still be on that shit. And if I was really still with it and I was still in fucking rotation, then I'ma be in motherfucking rotation. Nigga, I'ma be in fucking compound. Nigga, I'ma be in fucking gold room. Nigga, I'ma be doing my motherfucking thing. Swiping, not even swiping left on nobody on Tinder. Just constantly swiping right. Get the hit, move, whatever. What makes you stand out is the fact that I want to better myself. Like, I don't want that lifestyle. I don't want that. You make me feel complete. When you just fucking and you going through this, at least, well, I can't say, before 22 or whatever, because I was pregnant. I had my daughter at 23. So before I turned 22, 23 years old or whatever, like, I was just fucking because of the attention. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Like, niggas making me feel like I'm that bitch. Making me feel like I'm the one. And, making me feel like I'm on it. Whatever. All right, cool. Like, I remember being in school and nigga coming picking me up every different, like, because he had money. His family, like, they own half of Canal Street. So, like, nigga come and pick me up from school one day, picking me up in a Benz, one day picking me up in a Beamer, one day picking me up in a Hummer and stuff like that. Like, and I'm 16 years old doing this shit, whereas now, I'll never forget, my baby daddy got so excited. He called me. It was like, I bought a Camaro. I said, okay. And he was like, the fuck you mean? Okay. I just said, I bought a fucking SS Camaro. And I said, bitch, you bought a car. Congratulations. It can be gone tomorrow. That's materialistic. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, you should have bought a house. You should have bought land. Like, all right, you bought something. Congratulations. Enjoy that motherfucker. Get the oil changes. Them tires is high. Like, whatever. But it's just, once I moved on, I started looking for more. I started looking outside of, it's just like, all attention ain't good attention.
But let me interject real quick, because I had a couple of things I don't want to forget. The car story, I think, goes back into what I was saying, because of the fact that you had extensive experiences with people who were driving bigger and better cars than that, it then in turn resulted in he wasn't really able to feel special in that moment on something that he thought would be a special moment. I
mean, I guess, and also it was just like he's a real life hood Baton Rouge nigga, so like that was like a fucking a stamp. That was like an accomplishment. Like, right. Nigga, I'm on. Like, nigga, right. I remember him coming. I got a fucking Camaro. Bitch, you got a what?
But then also, right? Okay. To go back to your point about when you were saying how do people don't care how women feel when they were the dude who didn't smash, 120, 150 chicks or whatever. I don't think that women really demand that space to not be cool with that. Like, I don't think, like, I think, or pretty much for the most part, I think most women are just like, I don't really care how much my nigga has fucked as long as he can fuck me good. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that don't really.
I mean, I've judged niggas like who haven't, like, I remember judging niggas who was just like he ain't fucking enough bitches for me. He ain't gonna be able to fuck with me. He ain't gonna be able to keep up with me. It wasn't until I got older that I learned that you teach people how you want to be fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's a give and take. Like, you don't fuck two people the same. The girl you fucked on Tuesday is not the same girl you're gonna fuck.
Right.
You're not gonna fuck her the same way on Thursday.
Right.
You know? And really and truly and honestly, this is completely, you are right and wrong. There was two reasons why I felt like that was materialistic. And it don't have nothing to do with whole shit. You know, like I said, y'all know, I'm from New Orleans, you hear the accent. I'm a Katrina victim.
Okay.
So for me, I looked at it like, bitch, you going off about this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Like, I've lost it all. Like, I was 17 years old, like, lost all that shit. So to me, it's materialistic. Like, you know, like, you got that, like, all right, cool. I never, like, until that moment when you said that, I never thought of it that way. I've always only thought of niggas, when niggas who felt like they were alpha and try to tell me, oh, Erica, you don't know how to let a nigga lead. Like, I could tell you never dealt with a nigga that's busy. You never dealt with a nigga with money. You never dealt with this. And I sit back and laugh. I'll be like, bitch, you broke to me. You was broke. And I say that with my chest. Because you could have all the fucking money in the motherfucking world. But how you invest your time, how you invest your patience, that's what make you a real rich nigga. Money don't make you rich. It just supports your lifestyle. So all that extra shit that you're doing, that you trying to stun on me because you think you know who the fuck I am and you think you know what the fuck I'm about. Like, bitch, you think I'm here fucking with you for your fucking money? Bitch, I ain't getting shit out of this. I ain't getting nothing out of this. You know, like, they got a lot of hoes that, like, I know or whatever. Like, there's one chick, you know, she was saying some shit about, like, oh, yeah, like, I ain't getting him a Christmas gift. Bitch, why? You've been fucking with him for so fucking long. Why would you not get him a Christmas gift? What has he done? Then why are you fucking with him? Oh, because he has status? Like, that's how I look at it. But what does that do for you? What does that make you then? That's some real hoe shit to me. Because why are you there? If a nigga can't do nothing for you, or are you waiting for him to do something for you? You see something in him, you see potential in him, and you waiting for him to come down and do this, that, and the other. For me, a nigga spending money on you, paying your rent here and there, giving you $200 to go get your hair and nails done, that's whatever. That's simple. It don't matter if it's not consistent. Like, none of that shit matter if it's not consistent. If you just getting it and moving along with it, like, that's whole shit, bitch. And it's inconsistent whole shit. Like, you need to step your shit up. Get you with a nigga that really feel like he wants to fucking take care of you. Because niggas gonna do what the fuck you allow. And if a nigga really wanna fucking be there for you, he gonna wanna be there for you. And he gonna do that. Regardless. If you that special, you that special. And if you do that thing you like, you might get a Birkin. That's what the moles say on Twitter.
Oh, man. Well, I don't know, man. I think one of the, just going back to whole shit, do you feel like, what do you feel like having whole faces? What are the advantages? Because, and while you're thinking about it, because in one of my last episodes, I was saying how, like, kind of like being like a hoe or whatever is in. It's popular. It's popping right now. So, like, but why is it popping though? Like, why do you think so many? Because we came from a time where, like, nobody wanted to be called that. And now we're in a time where it's like
shaking their ass and they in thongs and so, this like, and that whatever. So, like, I agree with what you said. Like, now I was like, you know, oh, you are, I don't know if you remember this. It was like one time Ashanti had performed and she was like, she had like some bodysuit on and she was doing like a lap dance or something for a nigga, and I think like nigga threw money at her on the stage and she got so fucking offended, like she started going off and, you know, this is that and the other or whatever. And nigga was like, bitch, but you ever been asked like a motherfucking stripper, like, you know, whatever. But then, like, when you think you go out in a club and shit, like, hoes shaking their asses and they doing this or whatever, they friends throwing money on them and shit, you know, tip drilling them, sliding a credit card down their ass, and, you know, like, it's like, all right, like, it's cool when we do it, but I don't want a man to, you know, do this, and, you know, I don't want a man to do that or whatever. Like, it's hard. Like, it's hard to be a woman. It's hard to speak your piece. It's hard to, it's just hard because no matter what you do, people are gonna fucking objectify you. When I asked that question, there were like so many fucking women that were more judgmental about a number than men were. And I was shocked about that. You know
why?
Like, I was shocked. Like, I was just like, oh my God. And I guess it's because I see me. Like, you know, like, I gotta stop seeing the me in people. And I judge what I was judging. Like, you know, it's like, when I judge you, it's usually because, like, you've given me something to judge from. Not necessarily knowing the whole story, like how when you like broke it down by numbers and like time frames and stuff. So now you have, you know, like these girls, sex sells. Sex is always, you know, like it always did, you know, like when you think about in the 90s, like fucking Kim had the fucking pig lip, like in the middle
what's the advantages?
Like, that's just what they do.
What are the advantages of being a hoe for somebody who's not in entertainment, though? I'm talking about just regular 9-to-5 bitches with jobs. What's the advantages of being a hoe?
I don't know. I haven't met one.
You haven't met a hoe?
I mean, like a girl that's like hoeing, like we're working every day. I mean, she doing. Well, I have met a few. Let me take that back.
I'm just talking about bitches who just be fucking a whole bunch of niggas with no selection process for real.
Yeah, for real.
You don't know none of them who got a job.
They're doing that for status.
So what's
like? It's a certain, like, literally, like, it's a certain caliber of nigga that they're going out. Like, niggas are pre-thought. It's like, oh, football season's out. Oh, Alabama's roster's out. Let me see who's starting. Let me see who's seniors.
So so you're saying the advantages of being a hoe is because you get to fuck with niggas with status.
That's the only advantage I've ever seen. Like,
that's it.
What else do you gain from that? In good dick and experience. Sometimes.
So like,
you have a fun time. Like, you live your life. Like, all right, cool. But you're doing it for status.
But I guess I'm disconnected to where, like, you can't have a fun time living your life without.
You can.
You know what I'm saying? So like, how would you, when it's time for you and your daughter to have that talk, how would you prefer for your daughter to live her life?
Have to talk about what? Because I never had to talk myself, so I don't even know how.
Just having to talk about, like, you know what I'm saying, how to carry yourself, you know, just in real life, dealing with men, dealing with sex, dealing with relationships, all
that. Funny story. I cursed out my baby daddy mama for calling me and telling me that, you know, I felt like it was inappropriate. They drove out here, they came, picked Erin up, and it was like, we feel like it's inappropriate for Erin to wear shorts because she has a body and you're living with a man that's not her father. Bitch, what? I'm sorry. So, that's not, why do I have to change how my daughter dresses and how she carries herself so she won't be objectified? She looks like a fucking child. If a grown man is looking at her and is attracted to her ass in some shorts, that's an issue with the child. You know, I see my daughter go through, like, you know, she's at that age where she's noticing that her body is changing and stuff, you know, like she isn't developing in certain areas or whatever, like, you know, so she don't like how her clothes fits and stuff. My thing is where would you want to wear, you know, it gotta be cute, it gotta be cute. But, you know, wear what makes you comfortable. Be you. Because at the end of the day, people gonna judge you regardless. No matter what you do, no matter how you carry yourself. I remember Beyonce, Destiny's Child, it was an MTV interview or something like that. Beyonce said whenever they got dressed to perform, and she still does this to this day if you pay attention to it, if her boobs are out, her legs are covered. If her legs or something was out, or they was like in a bodysuit, like her top and stuff was covered. And that was for something that just stood out to me, like being a girl who had thick thighs and stuff like that. You try to go get like a cute little mini dress from Forever 21. As soon as you go in the club, you bend over, your ass is out. You know, so you can only do so fucking much. I can't control the world around me. You know, I don't know how to really tell my daughter, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to ever tell her, oh no, don't wear that. Oh no, don't do this. Oh, don't, you know, whatever. Like, I'm going to tell her don't wear it if it doesn't fit. I'm going to tell her don't wear it if this going to pop out, you know, but people going to judge you regardless. Nigga, when you put on the shorts, don't the girls, they objectify you, they be looking like, you know what I'm saying, like, and it's fucked up. Like, sometimes you don't try to do it, but you just do it.
That's funny. let me rephrase my question. The way that you live your life from 13 to the present, would you want your daughter to live it exactly the same, and why?
No,
Why
I don't
not?
want her to live her life exactly the same, because now at 32, knowing what I was dealing with, I feel like a big portion of me take the route that I took was because of the relationship that I had with my father, the relationship that I had with my mother. And I see that play a role in me every day. The other night, like we were talking about, you was like, nigga, are you crying? And there were so many things that I wasn't taught, not because my dad wasn't there, but he wasn't there. My dad was in jail until I was like 5 years old or something like that. I lived in a house with all three of my grandmothers, my mama, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, and great-great-grandmother. So when you live in a house full of women, there is no, oh, a nigga's supposed to do this, or, you're supposed to see this. Like, you don't get that. My brother is 8 years younger than me. So we grew up in two completely different generations. Like, he act like he's the only child because I was already out the house by the time, him and when he was growing up in his teenage years. So for me, as far as the things that I felt and the things that I battle with that sometimes. Like, I've caught myself doing certain things that my mom did, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta fix this. Like, that's why I try so hard to fight with my anxieties and my depressions, and try not to let her see certain things. Try not to let her, I don't lie to her about the situation with me and her dad, but I don't want her exposed to a lot of things either. I want her to make up her own opinion about how she feels, and I want her to be okay with speaking up and standing up for herself, because that was something that I wasn't able to do. I wasn't able to say, oh, well, I don't like this is uncomfortable for me, so this is, because that was seen as a sign of disrespect. So it's like, all right, well, if that's disrespectful, well, then shit, I'm about to rebel. I'm about to do what's fun. I'm about to do what makes me feel good. I'm about to do what the fuck I like. And that was playing in the streets. That was sitting on dicks. That's what it was. Like, I hate to say it like that. And I don't ever want her to feel that you're so small that you need other people to build you up. Okay. Because that was my whole phase, term one. It was me building myself up off of other people. I later on in life learned that I still build myself up off of people, but in a different way. I'm motivated by how I motivate people. And my background does that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't need people to validate me how I used to need men and used to use sex. Like, nigga, we could be in a big ass motherfucking argument and you'll be like, because you this and you don't do this and that, and I'll be like, you want some head? And the nigga be like, yeah, come on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I would do, because I could not take receiving that. Like, I couldn't take being told different shit like that. The streets gonna always welcome you with open arms.
Nah, no, we're gonna talk about how this is your fault, but this is interesting to me because the way that you speak, the way that you're just speaking about it now, is as if, like, you know, you wish that you could have gone about it a different way. But I don't know if you, like, do you, I'm trying to figure out, because you said you learned how to go about it a different way later in life. So that's making me think, well, would you have learned about it later in life if you didn't live how you lived when you were
probably not
13 or whatever? So why would you want to delete that part of your life?
And I told you that. I said, I feel like it's deleted, but it doesn't really go. It just dies down.
And if it
really, I mean, I say your wholeness can be deleted because you move on with your life. Mm-hmm. And those people move on too. They get married, you know. So it's like, when I say deleted, I always say that I use the term loosely, but I mean, it gets forgotten. For some, it gets forgotten about. Not everybody knows, you know, like, once they move on with their life, when they're not on that anymore, they're not on that anymore. This is so, because we always go through this with the lives. What, baby?
She's just letting you know, man.
So the second whole phase ended because I had a daughter.
Okay.
Like,
but so how would you prefer for your, what would, if you could pick, if you could map it out, if you could draw it out, how would you map out her love life?
Whose love life?
Your daughter's.
I can't. As a person who grew up watching their mom and dad in turmoil and watching your dad be with everybody else but your mom, like, and wanting a family and, you know, like, all these different things, I always said I never wanted what my mom and dad have. I never want that. Ever. Okay. I fucked up. I had a baby with a nigga that's similar to my dad. And even though my mom did things completely different from how I did, I didn't find out that my dad wasn't there in a lot of ways until I was in my 20s and I was living with him. My mom had already left and moved to Atlanta. And I was just like, oh, wow. You know, what I did differently is that I never wanted her to feel that. You know, like, I never felt as if my dad didn't love me, but I did feel like my dad didn't care. I did feel like my dad was, like, real absent. When I broke my virginity, that nigga said, did you love him? Did you wear a condom? And that was it. I remember my senior year in high school, I had snuck out the house. I had stole my mama's car and had left to go fuck a nigga, go fuck with a nigga. He was my nigga, though. And my mom must have woke up in the middle of the night, realized that I was gone or whatever. My daddy was there. And my daddy was, like, trying to stop my mama from killing me and shit like that. My daddy never said nothing to me about what I did. My daddy never did anything, any of those things. But as I got older, I saw so much of myself in my dad and how I never seen my mama with another man other than my father. That was the only person that she was with. And Frank, that was it. But I never saw her like really interact with Frank or anything like that. But like that's the only person that I saw her with was my dad.
Okay.
But I saw my dad with multiple women. I saw my dad cheat on multiple women with my mom. Like I watched that. And it was like at one point when I dropped Aaron off and I'm sleeping with her daddy, and I'm like, nigga, I'm doing the same shit that I said that I didn't want her to go through, you know? And at 4 and 5 years old, I don't remember much from when I was younger, but I remember some of those things. And that wasn't something that I wanted her to see. Is like, you know, oh, well, when your dad and I don't live together and I'm in Atlanta and I'm living my life with whoever I'm living my life with, your dad's in Louisiana living his life with whoever he's living his life with. But then when we're in together, well, when we get in town, like, oh, we playing family, we doing this, because that's not what it is. You know, like, and that's not how it should be. You know, and we don't get along. I don't talk to him at all. I don't try to talk to him. I don't want to talk to him. Like, she's old enough to where she can have a conversation. Nigga, email me, reach me by caravan. I don't give a fuck. Don't call me because you like to argue, and I don't want to do that. Like, it brings me into a dark place in my life going through that, because some people cannot let go of who you previously were. He's one of those people.
Okay.
So when you have children, you have to learn how to separate. You got to learn how to separate that, because they'll think that that's okay.
Okay. Well, how would you map out your daughter's love life, though?
I can't map out her love life, though. I'm
not saying that you can, but so you don't even know what you would prefer for her to be like?
What I prefer for her to be like, I want her to be true to herself, and I want her to do what makes her feel good. I want her to do what's right. I don't want her to second guess herself, though. I want her to trust her. I want you to trust your gut instinct. I live by do what feels good in the moment. You think about this, and how is it going to affect you tomorrow? But how does it feel to you right now to do that shit?
I don't think you could do both.
Why
I don't think you could live in the moment and also think about how this is going to affect you.
You can, because it's just like, all right, if I do this right now, will this fuck me up tomorrow? Are we still going to be straight, or is this something I could deal with further down the line?
But then while you taking the time to think about that, you're not living in the moment.
It's real quick.
It's not.
It's real quick.
It's not.
We be like,
it ain't.
We ain't gonna pay the rent this week. We probably
no.
Go to Dubai, nigga. Like, we'll deal with the fees later on.
That's not. But the reason I don't have children.
You don't have kids.
But the reason
things change when you really though, like your outlook on a lot of different things changes when you have kids.
I'm sure it does. But the reason I feel like that is an important question, and it sucks that I don't think you can really answer it for real, is I think if you were even to try to answer the question, I feel like it would force you to look yourself in the mirror even more.
Like, I mean, I can't answer that question. I don't know. I can't map out anybody's love life. Nigga, I can't map out my own.
But you can map out how you would want it to be.
I want her to feel love how it's supposed to feel, which is true and which is kind.
But how do you? Okay. Maybe let me.
I can't wait for you to knock a bitch up.
Let me try it a different way. I feel like there's a. I'm trying to figure out the right word to use. I don't know if I want to use. I feel like there's a pride or there's an honor in living, quote unquote, like. It's so hard to pick a word. I don't want to say righteous.
Free?
I'm not free, but I really don't know what phrase I want to use. I really don't. But I'm saying like, what's the opposite of a whole phase? What's a phrase for that?
A relationship.
No. No. I'm saying like you still single, but you not really out here
Your
like
spiritual
that.
journey.
But that's
I
not.
think that's what they call it.
It's not
now.
even. No. Because you could just like, okay, like let's just say that you just out here chilling, right?
And not doing nothing.
If you not,
I really do think they call that working on themselves. People are I think I've heard people. There's like, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not dating. I'm working on myself right now.
But that's not exactly what I mean.
Okay.
Because for instance, for me, I was never the type where I was like, well, I'm not fucking no bitches because I'm working on myself. I was just focused on other shit. So if bitches wasn't part of that equation, that I just wasn't fucking. You know what I'm saying?
Working on other shit is.
That's just living life.
That's living life, but it is working on you. You're working on other things to help you later on.
But that don't mean that you can't fuck bitches in the process.
Okay, so why you chose not to fuck bitches in the process?
But there's also because for several reasons. Because I missed out on the whole phase part. So I didn't feel like I was kind of like before my time, but in a bad way. Like, you know how people will they'll start off fucking a whole lot, trying to figure the whole sex thing out, making a lot of mistakes, but a lot of trial and a lot of error, but gaining a lot of experience within that trial and error. Mm-hmm. So, and then they usually, those type of people usually grow towards later once they become older. Now they're, you know what, that was the wrong way to do it, or I'm gonna try a different way to do it. And then they calm down, but they still have the experience under their belt. But me, I was like, I did it like the opposite way, but never really even got to the whole face part. I was just this is what I want to do. I'm focusing on this, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. And then time just kept going by while everybody else is gaining their experience. And I'm just really focused on just like living on the right path, so to speak. So now when I want to try to gain the experience, the other people are trying to take their foot off the gas pedal because they've already gained so much experience while being like young and dumb or whatever.
Do you think that a lot of that stems from the fact that earlier you said that from 14 to whatever, hoes are like, oh, you're the nice guy and you're this is any other. You think that during that time where you were working on other stuff, if girls would have still presented themselves and gave you that opportunity, you would have taken it?
Possibly. But there was no possibly, because there's honestly never really ever been any incentive for really being a good person.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Until now. Mm-hmm. Until you in your fucking mid 30s. But
nah, just 30. Just
okay, 30s.
Just as soon as you like hit 30, like just shit just start changing.
But to me, like for a person like me though, there's also there's a little bit of a level of like resentment when like the people who want to come around now and want to recognize like the good guy qualities are the fucking bitches who were the same ones who was like, I don't want to do nothing
bitch,
because
you're your ass.
Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? And part of you is resentful because it's like,
yeah,
you've been living this life for about 5 or 6 years and I've been living it for 3 decades.
I one of the biggest things like I've always hated is just like, oh my God, like you're such a good woman, and like I messed up, and like you're so good, you're gonna be so, bitch, I know I'm good. Bitch, you ain't gotta tell me that. Like, regardless if I was on good shit or fuck shit, like you ain't gotta come back and tell me now, because you've gone through everything that you've gone through, and now you want to double back and see if there's any wiggle room for you to come back in there. And people just, I think people just gonna just try that in general. When they see the potential in a person, they see the good shit in a person, like, yeah, I did a lot of nasty shit back in my heyday, but I'm still a good ass person.
But I do think
still a cool ass person.
I do think, so I could kind of take it off full circle, that's kind of why I think the wholeness, I think that it counts for something, because a person who, if you feel like you've lived on whatever kind of path that you've lived on, you kind of want somebody else who is similar to you in that regard. Meaning, if I've lived my life in a certain way where I've only fucked 10 people or whatever, right? I think a small part of a person like that is gonna have a bit of a problem putting a woman on a pedestal who has fucked 100 people.
That's a you problem. That's not a me problem.
I'm not saying
not you personally.
No, I know. But I'm not saying that it's necessarily
that's something that somebody has to work out within themselves.
But it's not even. But I don't really think that that's a problem though, because anything else, like when we're talking about relationships, right? We hear women. We even hear some men talk about
issues with giving people second chances. Like they have
but
issues
it's not,
with letting
second
shit
chance
go.
with who?
But no, just in general. Some people just have issues with letting shit go. Some people have issues with moving past shit. And I think it has a lot to do, and this could be the psych classes and me talking, but I think it has a lot to do with their own internal battles. Like, example, you heard it's like, man, I feel like this person is cheating, or I feel like, this is that and other, like, like they're accusing you of doing this, and they're like, they don't have any proof that you're doing that. You're not giving them any reason that you're doing that. That's their own guilt eating them up, that won't allow them to let certain shit go. And then some people are just whole people, and they just fucking assholes, and they just do, like real dumb shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like, some people just don't know how to come at people. But I think that's why I said that that's something internal that you have to work on. It's just like, oh, I can't put this person on a pedestal because she's had sex with 200 niggas. Why? No, that's not really what I mean. What I mean in terms of like the whole, what do you bring to the table conversation. To me, it's similar to that, because like, and that's what I was about to say, where we've heard men and women talk about, well, I'm bringing this to the table, X, Y, and Z, so I need a person who's also bringing that same thing to the table. It can be, I think it's a parallel in sex too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because just how you might want somebody who's just as nasty as you or whatever, who can meet you on your level, it's an aspect of that to where you might want somebody who you think is as either experienced or as pure as you. I disagree. On
that level. Why is that different? How is that different?
Because I'm going to teach you how I want to be fucked anyway. If I'm fucking with you and I like you and I know what I want, I'm going to teach you how to fuck me and get me. I'm going to get myself off, but I'm going to teach you to take care of me how I want to be taken care of in bed. Just like when I get down in front of you and I do what I do to you, I want you to guide me, and I want you to let me know and give me the feedback that this is what you want. You don't like that. You know, whatever. Like I can teach you certain things, especially like sexually. Like I fucked with a lot of niggas in the beginning. They were quiet, but then when they left, they was talking a lot of shit. Like, they sound like fucking Cash Money interludes in the end of that bitch. Like, I've fucking had a nigga fucking say "who that" in the middle of sex. Like, ha, gotcha, bitch. Like,
but you don't have to. That. I agree, but you don't necessarily have to have an abundance of experience in order to teach and to be taught. You just have to know.
You just have to be open.
You just have to know what you like. So
yeah, you don't have to come with the same amount of experience sexually as I do.
But that's kind of what I'm saying though, because if it doesn't matter, if your experience doesn't matter, all that matters is the communication of, I'm gonna tell you what I like. I want you to tell me
you
what you like.
You just need to be open to feedback.
So that part levels the playing field. So then if that levels the playing field, then we're still back to maybe one person wanting to. If I got 10 bodies, I'd like for my girl to have no more than 10 bodies, right? Like, there's some niggas out there who think like that. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, whether you have 10 bodies or 100, we still gonna have to learn one another. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is, some niggas would rather say, you know what, we still have to learn one another. Mm-hmm. I'd prefer to learn one another with you not having fucked 100 niggas. Because at the end of the day, whether you fucked 100 niggas or 10 niggas, you and I still got to learn each other. So let's do that minus 90 of them niggas that you fucked.
See,
is what I'm saying. And I don't think, I'm not saying that that's the right way to feel. But I'm also saying that I don't think that's wrong.
It's not right, and
that's not a wrong way to feel.
It's not right, and it's not wrong, because people gonna feel how they feel.
Because that's like saying I'm coming to the table with
when you look at it, you gotta learn somebody regardless of how many. Because like I said, the same person you fucked on Tuesday, you can't, even with them 10 niggas. One of them niggas used to fucking like to piss on her, and she don't tell him that. She don't tell him that. She used to might have spit in that nigga mouth. And she might like that shit. She might get off on that shit. But number 10 don't like that. He still gotta learn it, regardless to whatever. Because ain't two people the same.
But what I'm saying is, if you've never been pissed on, right?
Wait, so hold on. Let's leave with this. I've never been. Have you been pissed on?
No.
Okay, all right.
But I'm just saying, because you said that. If you've never been pissed on, you can still try being pissed on for the first time and find out that you love it. You don't have to have been pissed on 90 previous times to tell the 91st nigga, yo, I like being pissed on, so can you do that?
No,
like, there's a huge difference in that.
But those are, and I think that really just depends on the person, because there are so many people who like certain things, regardless of if they've had sex with 4 people. I met a girl that never masturbates. She does not masturbate. She does not like to do it, whatever. And I'm just sitting up there like, how can you know what you like in the bedroom?
Right.
How can you know how you like to be pleased if you do not please yourself? Right. Whatever. But to each his own. They had this one girl said her boyfriend was like, man, you on the phone with Erica? Ask her how many times her nigga fucking fuck every night. And she told him, man, I'm not asking my friend that because he eat her ass. And I was like, wait, bitch. Like, hold up. And he don't even eat my ass, like, for real. But, like for real. How do you, like, but sometimes people do not know how to say what it is that they want, or say what it is that they desire, or say, like, like, how does a man just come to a woman and be like, I like my ass ate?
Just like that.
Some niggas can't do that because some bitches don't know how to perceive that.
Well, yeah.
Like, receive, not perceive.
Yeah.
Receive that. Yeah. So it's like, I mean, and you're just gonna always run into that shit sexually, because then somebody could easily just be like, nigga, you fucking put your legs up and had a bitch lick your ass like she was changing your pamper, nigga. That's some gay shit. That's some fucking, whatever. But if a nigga looking at it, looking down on a bitch, like,
But then they just not for you.
And some
like it's really just that simple. Like if they, because my thing is too, like, yeah, they just not for you. But what I was gonna say was, have you ever? Because you just told a story about how you basically, like, have you ever introduced a nigga to something for the first time? Like a new sexual act or whatever. You don't think so?
Gonna have to.
Well, if you don't know,
I don't know right now. I'm trying to.
Speaking from a male perspective, there also, because this is something I forgot to mention, I do think that there's also something to be said about introducing your girl to something new. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Or introducing your girl to something that she's never done, and then y'all try it, and then she loves it. Like, you already love it, but maybe she doesn't have experience in it, but she's open to trying it. But she, like, that's like another dope feeling on top of the actual sexual
doing it for
act.
you, and then she's gaining, like, we be in the live sometimes when we be talking about hair, like, girls be like, bitch, I'm gonna be single forever, like, I don't like sucking dick or whatever. And I feel like it depends on, like, I mean, there was a point in time, like, I just sucked dick just to do it. Like, you know, whatever. They got some niggas that just eat pussy just to eat it. But then they got, like, for real, like, they was like, man, I'm just about to eat this bitch pussy. Like, but they don't really like it. But then there are people that really get off and get turned on. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Like, for me, when I'm in the act, it is, I'm in control. Like, I prefer doing that more so than being on top, because it's, I'm in control of this. Like, I can stop this. I have this. Bitch, you're moaning. Your toes are curling. You're doing all of this. I have you, like, silly putty. Like, that's me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like when I said that I'm moved by the movement of others, that feedback is also building my ego, building my pride, and it's making me want to do it more, because I'm getting off by you being off. For me, it's a give and take situation.
And what I'm saying is, let's say that you ran across one of the niggas who be like, I don't nut from head or whatever, right?
Okay.
And then but just hear me out.
No. I mean, I've heard that before.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, you was gonna suck dick regardless,
right?
But now that you have this nugget of information, now, like, the goal turns into, I want to try to make him nut from head, because he'll always remember that I was the first person to do this.
Oh, bitch.
Okay.
You don't, the bitch, you don't nut from head? All right,
but
cool. I'm about to do this shit, and I'm gonna get on top of you, and then if you don't nut from head, why am I getting pulled back? Why am I going back in that direction?
But my point
But that's not the goal, though.
My point is, there's something to be said about you can't, if a nigga has nutted from head from 100 bitches before you, you accomplishing that, it doesn't rank as high. Because I'm trying to put it in perspective from a male's perspective as to, like, why the pros of fucking with somebody who may not be super experienced, because you have so many more opportunities to teach them things, for you to be the one who's enlightening them. And that's what, and niggas like that, is all I'm saying. Yeah. Like, niggas do, like, so there is something to be said.
Yeah, because, like, one guy, like, he told me, he was like, I know why I don't nut from head from you. And I was like, why? He was like, you don't use your hands. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. But then, you know, a few niggas later or whatever, like.
A few niggas later?
A few is 3. A few is 3. A couple is 2. Man. A few is 3. But no,
I'm aware. Yes.
A few niggas later or whatever, like, we drunk, and this is our first time, like, sleeping together, like, in like a year or something like that. And I ain't even thinking about it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not thinking like that's what he told me, because, like, when he told me in that moment, I still ain't used my hand. Like, I didn't switch up what I did or anything like that. Like, I mean, I didn't.
Listen.
Or whatever. Like,
Don't
I just didn't. But oral also wasn't a big thing for us. Mm-hmm. That wasn't, like, that wasn't really our thing. So, like, now here we are or whatever, to where I'm, like, I'm initiating and I'm being the aggressor, and, like, I'm doing all of this or whatever, and I'm just doing what I feel like should go together. I'm doing what I feel like is, what I'm supposed to be doing or whatever. And I just remember the nigga being like, oh shit, you wasn't doing that, but oh my God. And I'm like, what? All I did was, and then I realized that I was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm just sitting there, what the fuck? And I realized, oh, my hands.
That's funny.
I mean, some people are adaptable.
I'll tell you what, though, another thing about sometimes it's difficult to tell people who have fucked a lot of people, especially if they know that they fuck more people than you. It's harder to get them to be receptive to direction, to instruction.
You think so?
Yes, very much so. Because, at least in my experience.
I mean, do you think that that's just like a sexual thing, or you think that's just a personality trait? I think that that's just probably like a personality trait.
I don't know. I mean, how many niggas have you encountered to where, like, they don't take instruction well because they think that, like, they got the best dick on earth?
All niggas do what I want.
All niggas do what you want?
They all. Oh. I get my way.
Okay.
I get my way. I think it's just a personality thing, though. Like, just some people feel like they're just in their shit. Like, they're just in their head, and it's just like, how could you not like this? Everybody else fucking like this, is that, and the other.
I say that, but I hear that often.
Really?
Yeah, like I hear women say that
but
often.
I mean, a lot of women are like that. I know a lot of guys like that. Nigga, like, I'm going through that right now. Like, nigga, like, this is how I am. Like, how could you, like, yeah. No, bitch. Like, I don't give a fuck. If I don't like it, I don't like it. Like, whatever. Like, and if I don't want to compromise, I don't want to compromise either. Don't do that. How do you think
your sex life, love life, relationship life, how do you think it would be different if, say, you cut your body's 67%?
What you mean?
Like, say if...
I mean, I've had sex with more people than him. He's, like, only had sex with, like, 20-something, maybe 30 women. Okay,
so let's say that you've only had sex with 20 or 30 people, as opposed to whatever your number is. How do you think that would change things?
I don't think it wouldn't. And I say that because when we first started, to this day I still feel this way. When we first had sex, I did not like it. I didn't like it. Not in
your relationship. Like, I'm just saying with you.
Like, with me.
In your life.
In my life, if I cut it down, the first time I have sex with anybody, I don't like it. I should have led with that.
Okay.
I don't like it because I'm still trying to figure you out. I'm still trying to figure out how to fuck you. Like, how, how do you like the fuck? Like, how is this gonna work? Like, like, are you a touchy type of person or whatever? Are you aggressive and things? Like, I mean, like, I've had one nigga that the first time we had, that was like the first and only time we had sex. That nigga was like slapping and biting, and I was like, I had bruises. Like, I was just like, oh my fucking God, are you serious?
That wasn't it.
Then, there was the guy with the Michael Jackson posters that was just like so intimate, and he was just like his head was here the whole time, like, and he's breathing on me and shit, and that wasn't it. Like, you got the guys that sweat a lot or whatever. Like, you ever had a bitch sweat fall in your eye?
I had a bitch with a sweaty back. That was kind of gross.
Nah, when you're fucking, I don't know, like, you're a bigger guy. Like, I don't know if you sweat or not.
I keep the air on.
You keep
and the fan.
Some people don't do that though.
Nah, I'm not turning that shit on. Nah.
Some people don't do that. Like, some people be real cold natured and shit like that. I don't give a fuck. Get a blanket. But like, when you fucking with someone like and that sweat like fall in your face, like that shit burn. It is salty, like so like the first time like I really feel like if I cut my shit down by 50%, I feel like I would still look at it the same way, because the first time I go into it, like I'm super fucking nervous. You're talking to the same girl that been going to the same fucking doctor for 6 years, and this nigga done seen my twat, and I still be sweating bullets because like I'm nervous about the whole thing, because you don't know what to expect. You don't know, like, is this even worth my time? Is this gonna feel good? Is this gonna be fun? Is it gonna be exciting? Is it gonna be boring? Like,
do you think because you've had a certain amount of sex that it loses its luster the more that you have it?
No. Okay. I think that once, for sure, after I had my daughter, my body started changing. My body started changing, and what used to work for me sexually didn't. Like it got to the point to where like only one person could really fulfill me, until I started dealing with different type of men. Like I always like I said, I fucked with older guys, like, you know, like that did different things or whatever. But you got niggas that eat your coochie too hard. You got niggas that like I don't know what the fuck, like, you know, like they ain't sticking their tongue out. Then you got niggas that want to tongue dart you. You got niggas that want to tongue kiss you, and like, you know. So, but once you, and I think it's more so just me, just like growing up and becoming more comfortable with myself. And becoming more comfortable with my body. Like I used to be the girl that wouldn't get naked in the bed. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. Like that wasn't it. So it didn't matter how long that we were together. Now the more we do it, like, I mean, nigga, you can blow on my back, like, and it's like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember there was this one guy, when I would ride him or sit on his face, and we would talk about this, because I hate feet. I don't like feet. Like, I don't like my own feet. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I just don't like feet.
Okay.
But he would massage my foot while I was on him.
Oh, okay.
Never in my life have like that feeling, like something so simple, like, is, you know. So it's just like the more that I go through, and like, even though like I'm in a relationship and I'm, you know, like I'm with the same person, you know, I still can, like, I can move his hand to like a certain part of my body that I want him to touch. Like, he bought a blanket, and I was like, you see how you caressing that blanket? That's how I want you to touch on me. And he like, but the blanket's soft and you hairy. And I'm like, bitch, fuck you. But I mean, I don't, that's like, I just think like as you grow older and you start to like learn more about what you like, and you just get more in tune with yourself, the shit just gets better. And then of course, when you're with somebody that you care about, like that, like, you know, you don't even have to be in a relationship with somebody, but when you with somebody that you really fucking vibe with, that shit really goes to like another level. Like, the first time like I had like an actual orgasm from sex, like not from head or nothing like that, like from the person, like where I felt it throughout my body, like goosebumps and shit like that. Like, it was a real out of body experience because the vibe was there. Like, you know, like, I mean, any person can fucking make you come, anybody can make you bust, but the actual orgasm part, like, that really like takes you away, I think that just comes with time, and that comes with, you know, knowing yourself and the vibe.
Yeah, that shit like a Mortal Kombat arcade.
You never had that yet?
Finish him cold. Trying to figure out how to make bitches do that shit. Like, up, down, left, right, B, C, 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 up, down,
Chico.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
That shit,
I mean, I've had girls who come real easy, and then I've had other girls who would, it take forever, and then other girls, they don't do that shit at all, and then other girls, they might come, but they don't make no fucking
silent lovers, and
it's
it's just so weird. Like everybody just fucks different, or whatever. But once you find I'm not an intimate person, I'm not an affectionate person or anything like that. But
you a Taurus?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm a Cancer. Nick, damn, I'm a Cancer.
I was asking,
But when it comes to sex, all of that goes out the window. You know what I'm saying? When I'm when I'm fucking, I'm touching. I think I said that. Nigga, we pulling hair, we grabbing beards. I'm massaging the back of your neck. Nigga, I might massage your hand or something like that. Nigga, rub your fingers through my, there's a certain way for you. It's so fucking funny because that's Whitney's backwards. 4-year-old son, that nigga bad as fuck. Mm-hmm. But that nigga know how to play in bitches' hair. That nigga know how to play in bitches' hair.
He's 4. You calling him that nigga? that nigga.
Because he that nigga. He that nigga.
That's funny.
But I mean, it's just it's just things you just learn from experience. I don't think that a number can change that. I think people in general can change that. Mm-hmm. You can have sex with 3 fucking girls. But they say them what if one of the 3 was Erykah Badu or some shit?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a different out of body experience than what it's gonna be with girl number 6.
Mm-hmm.
Because of where she's at in her life and where she's at with her comfort level. So she's gonna bring a certain kind of thing to the bedroom, and stuff.
Yeah, I mean I don't know, it's hit or miss, man. But
it really is.
I ain't gonna lie though. I mean, just to be frank though, I would. I mean, if I could choose, I wouldn't want my girl, my wife, to be a reformed hoe and shit like that.
You wouldn't?
Nah.
Why?
I wouldn't want it. I just because why? Why were you that? I feel like I would.
I was lost.
The way that I would, but the way that I communicate, I probably would just be like what was you doing? Why was you doing all that? You know what I'm saying? I would want to. That's honestly, that's more what I would be concerned with. Mm-hmm. Is not the actual sex partners, mm-hmm. but where was you at?
Where were you at as a part? As a child?
What was going on up there that would make you do some of the things that you did? Because again, another thing, even if you've done something, and even if you say that you've grown out of it, to me, you're still capable. It doesn't mean that you will, but that lets me know that you're capable. And I think that's why a lot of women like reform hood niggas, right? Because it's even though he not gonna,
but he still be on
he
that
not
shit sometimes.
He not no killer.
But
if I knew that we was in a situation, that's what bitches say. But if we was in a situation, I know he would protect me or whatever. So basically, what you're saying is, even though he don't live that life no more, you know that he's capable.
I think that's men's fear, though. I really do. I think that's men's fear.
I think it's legit.
I'm not saying that it's illegitimate, but I think that is just really men's biggest fear. And like I said, that's something that you have to become at peace with yourself and that the woman that you are with. Because your woman, if that is the one for you, and if that's the one that makes your soul jump, mm-hmm. nigga, that's that person for you.
That's true.
I say this.
But the person for me could also, you know what I'm saying?
But I say this.
Keep her pussy in her pants.
But I say this all the time. They got other niggas that's attractive. They got niggas or whatever that be in my DMs and says this. My relationship ain't perfect, but that's who the fuck I want. This is the nigga that got me not blinking at y'all motherfuckers, because it don't matter what I used to do or how I used to be or what it is, nigga, I'm his slut now.
But it's a blur. It's a very, very thin line, because the reason, and I'm just going off of the definition that women use now as to why, you know, like the free spirited, you know, I don't want, if I'm gonna use all the terms that's not hoes, right? Free spirited, you know, living my life, whatever. The number one reason that they're comfortable living like that is because they say, I'm going to do what I want with who I want with my body, right? So, like, it's a blurred line, because you can sit here and say, well, now I'm his slut now because I want to be, but you was really living the same life years ago. You just wanted this nigga at this time, and then another nigga came along. You wanted that nigga at that time, and then you wanted that nigga at that time.
And I was just living that life. It was never specific for a certain person, and that's what makes it different. That makes a lot of girl situations different. A lot of girls or whatever. I mean, I can say, like, when I got older, I did feel like every person was the one, but a lot of the things that I do now, a lot of the ways that I give myself to the guy that I'm with now, I didn't give myself to them other niggas, because there was something that I wasn't getting from them either. You know, so it was on like a certain situation, you know, like Mr. Wednesday night. It was just a Mr. Wednesday night thing. Like, when I would see him and we'll link up, and it wasn't on sex. Yeah, he, you know, made me feel like I was that bitch, made me feel like I was that girl, like, you know, fed my ego, like, did all this, that, and the other. But there was still certain things that I wouldn't do for him and that I wouldn't give to him or be for him, because it just didn't feel right. Some things just don't feel right.
What do hoes save for the day that they are no longer hoes?
What do you mean? What do they save? Like,
is there something in the head of an actual, like, a for real bitch who out here in the streets, like, doing what she do? Is there still like a small space or in her brain that says, you know, I'm not gonna be a hoe forever, so I'm gonna this little nugget I'm gonna save for a person that I really.
I think.
Is there any separation?
I think everybody says that. Like, I think sometimes I feel like Future probably says that in his mind sometimes. Like, you know what? These hoes for the streets, but I'm going to be on my own cul-de-sac one day. Like, you know, like, I feel like, you know, she is Superhead. She did that. I don't know if she married or not, but, you know, she was like, one day I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that or whatever. Now, what is it exactly that they're saving? I think that it's their true self. I really, like, I could speak for me. I can't speak for everybody. But I feel like it was my inner child. It was my inner self who had so many different insecurities about my body, my personality, my, you know, like, I was the smart girl who grew up in the hood. I was the cute girl who did not know how to be a girl, but I also wasn't a tomboy, you know. So, you know, people never knew how to mistake me. I just knew how to be me, and I knew how to be just down to earth. But at the same time, it was also too much at times. It's too much to put on people. So you do what you think is cool. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, like, you do what's a fad, and, you know, like, you just do what you can to get by in that moment, and, you know, to, like, just live. For me, what it was that, you know, knowing that I can be my true self with this person, I can really, like, bear all my whole soul and not fear of being judged for what I used to do or how, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had niggas who never fucked me, all right? Niggas who never fucked me shitting on my fucking name. Bitch, how you gonna hate from outside the fucking club? Bitch, you ain't even getting my pussy. So how you gonna talk down on me to another nigga, got this nigga coming at me sideways. Bitch, now both of y'all can't fuck.
I think that's a little unfair.
How is that unfair?
Because
that's some hitman shit.
I mean, but hear me out though, because like what you do represents you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But you can also change your representation.
You can, but until you do, like, if I like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody if somebody doesn't know me personally, right? Mm-hmm. But they see like clips of shit that I've said on pods.
Right. They think you
like
bitches.
That's what they gonna think because right. That's the only.
They don't know that you're really.
That's the only way that they know.
They don't know that. They don't know that you're a teddy bear. That you really you want to be loved, but you're not looking for love.
But what I'm saying is, they might not know me personally, but this is what I voluntarily put out to the world. Mm-hmm. So I can't be mad at them for saying like, yo, this is what you said on such and such. I could sit here all day and be like, you don't know me.
Don't get it twisted. I don't never get mad at what a motherfucker got to say about me. I don't give a fuck, because they got two types of people in the world. They got motherfuckers that's gonna tell you how the fuck they feel, and they got motherfuckers that's gonna run their fucking mouth. I found that shit out by the other nigga coming at me, and I blew him the fuck down, and he was like, man, my bad, this is that and the other, so and so did this. I said, man, I already know who the fuck did that, but he ain't fuck. So how the fuck he gon', whatever. So with me, like I said, I own up to my shit. I'm real as a motherfucker. I don't give a fuck, nigga. You ain't gotta like me. You ain't gotta like me. I don't give a fuck who fucking likes me, nigga. I love me, nigga. I'm not no role model for no other motherfucker out here but my daughter. And I ain't even the best motherfucking role model. I'm put in her life to show her right from wrong. So fuck, by law, I'm required to take care of her and feed her. Like, nah, for real. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But this is my story. I'm not gonna be fake. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I let her know, like, I don't talk to your daddy because I don't like how he talks to me. And I don't ever in your life want you to feel okay with somebody talking down to you. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I grew up feeling like that because of the things that I went through and the situations that I put myself into, and using sex and using men to build myself up. Okay, I did that when I was fucking 14. Bitch, I'm 32. Here's the gag. You fucked me when I was 13. Can you fuck me today?
How is that the gag though?
Because they can't.
But what is that?
Because they can't.
What solace does that give you?
What solace does that give
makes
me?
You feel good because why?
Growth.
Okay.
Because of growth. I'm not on the same shit that I'm on, but clearly you are still stuck on some kind of bullshit. Mm-hmm. If I'm a hoe, I'm a hoe. But you getting a teenager to be a hoe for you when you was a teenager, you're a grown ass man now. You're a grown ass fucking man. And I'm a grown ass woman. If I'm a hoe, I'm a grown ass woman hoe. You come at me differently. Don't come at me on that shit because you feel like, oh, that's how I used to be, that I'm still that fucking way. You don't feel like people change? All right, cool. That's the kick. See if you can fuck me. Continue to come to me the way that you fucking come to me. Try to talk to me the way that you fucking talk to me. And see if I move for you, bitch. Because I'm not. And I'm cool with that.
I hope you ladies out there have the same rules apply when you asking niggas for money who gave you money last week.
Girl, nah. See, that's a whole other thing. No, really, girls may want to ask niggas for money or whatever, but girls gotta really, they also have to understand, look, if a nigga gonna give you money, he gonna give it to you. You don't put yourself out there thinking, oh yeah, girl, I'm about to get this, I'm about to get that. Shit. If that nigga don't want fucking give it to you, that nigga not gonna want fucking give it to you. Like, it ain't nothing that you could do, bitch. You could fucking suck that nigga dick from the back. If he don't want fucking give you that money, he ain't gonna give you that money. And you know that. If you don't want fucking buy, you don't want buy it. If you don't want to spend on it, you don't want to spend on it.
That's true.
But they have people that you fucked with that you've done for without like without them asking, because that's just something that you want to do. That's with anything. People do that with anything. That's not just money and gifts. Nigga, if I want to gift you with something, I'm going to just do that for you. Why the fuck I got to keep asking you? If you wanted me to have it, you want me to have it. Yeah. Girls got to get out that mindset like, oh yeah, girl, I'm fucking with him for because he got this and he got that. Bitch, that might be a rental. That might be an Airbnb. Like, that shit, them clothes might be still have the tags on them going back to the store. Like, stop falling for what you think it is and take the time to really get to know a person and see what they're really about. Because them same niggas that be fucking flashing and this is that and other, same girls that's going on Instagram, on social media, that's portraying themselves as a whole bitches that you knew from way back then that was on that street shit or whatever. Some of them niggas is pastors now. You know, same. You
can't judge that. That's the same.
No, I'm not judging. I'm just saying, like,
that's actually a great parallel. Hood nigga to pastor, is the same as hoe to fucking wife. You know what I'm saying? Good, like,
can't have home without hoe.
You can have an apartment though. But my last question before we get out of here is, if things go awry, do you have another whole phase in you to give? Or is that
it's so funny because it's like when I get mad in the argument or whatever, like I told you the other day, like, nigga, whole phase term 4 really might be loading. But I don't, now that I'm like fully aware of myself, like, and I've been through certain, like, I mean, and I got a lot going on, like, nigga, I work a lot, like, you know, like, I'm in school, like, you know, like, I have a lot of things going on, like, even getting into the relationship that I'm in right now, I just kind of stumbled across that, you know, like, that definitely wasn't planned. I don't know if I can't say that it'll be a whole phase. And reason being is because my daughter is 9. So when I was going out and leaving her with my mama and shit like that, and, you know, going play in the streets of Atlanta with different niggas and stuff, you know, in the middle of the night, she was a baby. You know, so, like, she don't remember these people. And it was until, like, I stopped fucking with this one guy for 3 years. Like, I think she was 5 when we stopped fucking around. She remembered him. Like, she really remembered him. And, like, now I have to be selective about, like, I mean, you always have to be selective about who you bring into your home anyway, you know, regardless. But with me raising a daughter and me wanting her to see what love is, it coming from someone who parents weren't married, who has never seen, you know, like, I don't like know like an ideal marriage or anything like that. You know, I don't want her to think like, you know, okay, yeah, like, mama going out the house, like, she going to play in the street. Oh yeah, this the new nigga this month, this year, this Christmas, you know, like, I don't want her to think that or to feel that. So I don't think it'll be a whole phase, nigga. I'm 32 and my mama was dating a nigga like a few years ago and she would not introduce me to him. And I was mad. And I'm like, bitch, I'm your daughter. Like, I'm grown. Yeah. Nah, cause I don't know if he gonna last. I don't know, you know, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So I get it. I think just like with time, and I kind of know what it is that I'm looking for. Like, I kind of know what it is that I want. Like, you know, like, eventually, like, I want somebody that can secure the household just as much as I can. You know, like, I've lived my life. I've been in the streets. I've done that. So I don't really want, you know, if you're still on the street shit, you're still doing all of that. Like, I don't really want all of that. So, like, really being, like, the whole casually dating, asking your favorite color and doing all of that, like, it's just gonna fucking have to happen. I don't know. The nigga might just have to randomly comment on the picture or something, and then we just gonna go from there. Cause I really don't think that I have another whole phase in me. I had a good run though. I mean, no abortions, 1 baby, 1 miscarriage, 1 STD. And that shit got cured up with a hot shot. I'm good, nigga. I did great.
Oh man.
No abortions. No abortions. In bodies, nigga. What?
I guess. I mean, I heard.
Nigga. No abortions, no plan Bs.
Well,
Can't be mad at that.
that's funny, man. I mean, that's fair. I still.
Do you have a whole phase left in you? You travel so much. I mean,
yeah,
I feel like if you had a whole phase, it'll be the whole tour. Like it's just.
It's honestly, it's always tough for me to really. It's tough for me to. It's tough for me to get women to buy in to being a hoe. For me, that's tough. Like even if I wanted to like really just go around the world and like fuck a bunch of bitches, like it'd be tough for the girl to be cool with it, because I feel like once we start like talking and just not
Once
like
they
talking,
get,
but
like,
just
once
having
they get to know you, and
having
stuff.
like I feel like they wouldn't get that vibe from me, and then it'd just go off the rails.
So why don't you just go out, like just meet people, like we said, like we take you out, like try to like just go send you on a whole bunch of different blind dates in random cities and just see what happens. Like maybe your whole phase is something that's intellectual, because it's like you're not really on like different shit, and you're older, you're not in your 20s, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So like, and you move completely different, so like maybe your whole phase does involve like a few dates and getting to know a bitch, but not whatever that girl was that asked you out and made you pay for everything. Not not that shit. Like,
it's just, but see, like with me, like I guess if I did have one whole phase, it was probably after the breakup. But between it was like the between the initial breakup and the try to work it out again with the Voldy girl, I had smashed just like 4 chicks in like a couple of months.
Was it worth it?
No, that shit was horrible.
Really?
It was horrible, probably just because, not because of the sexual stuff, but just because of like I was fucking people that I didn't like, and I felt resentful because it was like the girls who I was fucking that I didn't like for real were doing the stuff that I was hoping that the girl that I actually liked would do.
Yeah.
So it was just it just didn't accomplish nothing. You know what I'm saying? It didn't accomplish nothing. Like it was
Did you give yourself some time in between though?
No, not really.
You just jumped into it.
Not really.
Like,
but even after, because I'm years removed from that relationship, I'm not. It's hard for me to really like. I can't really fuck with people that don't
mentally stimulate.
Not even mentally, but it's got to be like I can't just. It's got to be something. Like
I think that's everybody though.
There's got to be
like
something.
we when you went through that, how old were you when you were doing that?
Doing what?
The 4 chicks.
I was like, I don't know, 28, 29.
Yeah, like I mean,
like I wasn't young.
Like
that
when
ain't
I was
young.
28, 29. Let me see. Like I went on a sex sabbatical for a good 90 days or whatever. Called Adrian and we hit it or whatever. Like that was like so plain. Like you know how they say like most girls like if you're not going fuck them, why you shave your shit? Like I wasn't like I had to was like wolf. Like it was like whatever. Tore it down and I was just like, okay, yeah, cool. And then like I remember like the 2 other people after that moment, I was just like, this isn't it. And then I remember when I got back to, you know, like I said, like I had fucked dude, we hadn't fucked each other in like quite some time. When I did it, it was liberating. It was like what I wanted, but it wasn't what I wanted. It was just like I did it and it felt good because of how I felt about him, but I knew that this wasn't something that I wanted to do permanently anymore. Yeah. Like I knew that this wasn't it for me. Like it was time for me to move on. And like once I did that, I kind of like, I mean, I was never like really rushed to look for sex, like to fuck around, you know, to do whatever. I mean, like I had the dude that whenever I would go back in town, like I would, you know, I would go see him and stuff. Like, and even sometimes, like when I would fuck with him, I would just be feeling like this is just so, like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? It doesn't feel the same. Like, you know, you just kind of outgrow it. And I think that's when I started learning, like, am I ready to be in a relationship, or am I just, you know, I'm getting into a different phase in my life, you know, to where, you know, you start realizing you need more, and just certain things, certain substances that used to work, it's just not it.
Now, if I could just not fucking get head from everybody, that would be awesome.
Wait, if you could just get head?
Yeah. Now I would go on that tour, like just get head in every city, and like not.
I'm gonna send a text right now.
Not even have to smash.
I'm gonna send a text right now, and I'll be like, "Say, bitch." He said he got smashed, but just flick the tongue ring a little bit. She gonna be like, "I bet when the nigga flight land, I'm gonna pick him up from the airport." That's
hilarious, man. But no, man,
you don't really want that, because then it's still gonna turn into has to be something.
Nah, I done got some meaningless head from some bitches I know I don't fuck with, and that should be fire. It just be like the sex shit. I don't know, man. The sex is like feeling like work. Sex is
so much.
Sex feel like work to me.
It is work.
That's all.
It is work.
And it's a lot of work, and a lot of like unwritten rules and unwritten pressures. I feel like just as a man, you know what I'm saying? Then that's a lot to like kind of put yourself through that gauntlet for somebody that you don't even really like for real. Like, if I'm gonna be worrying about, oh man, I hope my dick get hard, I hope it stay hard, I hope it stay hard long enough, I hope I don't nut too fast. Like, that's a lot to think about for a bitch that you don't fucking like.
Have you had that happen to you already?
I've had all of those.
In 30s, like it just stopped working?
I've had a situation where my dick ain't get hard when I was like 20. Like, it just happened sometimes. It's not like erectile dysfunction. Just sometimes your shit just don't work.
They just don't stimulate you mentally. Like you,
it don't
like,
even be that.
I think you are just like a real life intellect. Like it is just like
don't give me that much credit. Sometimes that shit.
No.
Sometimes it just. Sometimes your body just don't. Your body just don't.
I get it. Yeah, sometimes you don't get wet for a nigga. I get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like a common occurrence, but it's happened before.
No, I get it. Sometimes, yeah, you gotta kind of jump start it or whatever, and it still won't jump start. Nigga, the blanket come off and it dry, and the fan. Once the fan hit, you gotta pull out a jumper cable and spit again, because we're not there.
You know. But anyway, man, that was a good conversation, man.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, man. So tell them where they can find you one more time.
They can find me on Instagram and Twitter, Penelope, PENELOP_EEE. I always forget that shit. _EEE.
Y'all niggas Instagram name so fucking complex.
It's not complex. All of the E's is because my name is Erica, nigga. That's Team E. All like, and that Penelope is just the one that's stuck. Like one nigga, we were drunk and I think Micah was like we was just going with the shit. We was watching Wreck-It Ralph. I thought the girl name was Penelope. It was Vanellope. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna change my name to that on Instagram. And so like it kind of came my alter ego when I would get dressed. We're going out in the club, and then one nigga saw me. And he was like, you know what your name should be? And I was like, what? He was like, Penelope. And I was like, how you know that? Because he wasn't on social media. I was like, how you know that? And he was like, you just look like that's how your name should be. I'm like, I'm gonna fuck the shit out this nigga.
Oh my God.
All right. Just stuck, and it's been that way for years, and it's not going anywhere.
I'm Jackson 1616, man, creator and host of One Mic Stand. I'm still in Atlanta. I'm finally about to leave Atlanta, but I had a very, very productive time here in Atlanta.
You got a lot of work done. I'm proud of you.
I did. Got a lot of work done. So again, man, thanks again for tuning in. See y'all niggas next time, man. We out.